And the start of the 76th lap, European Grand Prix. Prost gets away well, so does Hill, so does Schumacher. And Wendlinger is coming up well. Senna is crowded out and is down to 5th position. And Wendlinger is up into 3rd place ahead of Schumacher. Brilliant start by the Austrian driver in the black Sauber. Prost leads, Hill 2nd, Wendlinger is 3rd, and Ayrton Senna is up to 4th position ahead of Schumacher and challenging Wendlinger as they go round the right-hander into the old hairpin. Senna is up to 3rd.
And after being crowded at the start, a quite brilliant couple of corners by Ayrton Senna. Tremendous stuff. He muscled his way back into the contention at Redgate. He's going inside Damon Hill. And Senna into 2nd place already. And he's giving it absolutely everything in the wet part of the race.
So now, as before, the two great rivals, and that's Andretti. He's done it again on the very first lap. Andretti is out as he was in Brazil, as he almost was in South Africa. 3 Grand Prix and he has only done 3 full laps, and so out is Wendlinger. So 2 retirements already, Michael Andretti and Carl Wendlinger, and Senna goes through into the lead. He's passed Alain Prost, so the McLaren leads, Prost 2nd, Hill is 3rd, a tremendous gap between the 3rd and 4th cars. Senna coming up to Michele Alboreto in the Lola Ferrari, and on lap 8 he's under 6 seconds ahead of Prost now. The traditional rivals who had their gigantic falling out in the McLaren team. And Martin Brundle is out. Martin Brundle, as he has been so many times recently for Benetton and for Ligier, out of the race. He's yet to finish a race for the French team.
Yeah, so that's a spin, and he was on slicks, and he wasn't too quick the first lap. We didn't get a chance to see how well he was getting on, but that's a dangerous place to be parking. The marshals will, of course, move that very quickly. And Senna had a bit of a tangle there. What happened to Senna and Fittipaldi? Senna got through, and all over the place.
And Blundell off into the gravel. Senna has bullied his way through ahead of Fittipaldi. I don't mean that unkindly. He was using all his superior aggression and skill. And Mark Blundell joins his teammate Martin Brundle as a retiree in the European Grand Prix on lap 21. And Ayrton Senna leads now. Alain Prost was 5 seconds behind. Senna was held up in traffic. Prost was a bit. And Prost has gone into the pits.
And I suspect he's going back onto wets. He is. Prost straight back onto wets. Now he's taking a gamble to get that advantage early, but it's not raining that hard. Now we'll have a look and see. This is there's going to be, and Michael Schumacher on his dry tires is off, and he's buried in gravel, and that will be the end of the race for Michael Schumacher. Now Prost has taken a gamble, but I fancy it's a good one because the rain is now coming down. We can see it through the window here. Barrichello holds off Alain Prost, and this will be very good news for Ayrton Senna. And Prost, I think, has got through on getting the power down on the wet tyres there. Got inside Barrichello, so Prost moves up into 3rd place, and Senna has decided it's time for wet. Senna is going for the pits.
Well, this is it. There's Senna. I'm watching the Goddard corner, and Senna is on wets again. He started on wets, went to slicks, back to wets now, and Alain Prost is still not in sight as Ayrton Senna goes into Redgate with a diminished lead, but nevertheless a lead, and he's in. Ayrton Senna is coming in, and he was leading Prost by about 15 seconds, and the Brazilian comes up to the line now, and the Prost time was 7.12 seconds at the stop. Smooth stop, up goes the car on the jacks, off come the old wet tyres, on go the new slicks which have been preheated. Alain Prost is gaining all the time. Senna is longer than Prost already, much longer, much longer. I'm looking for Prost. Prost leads. Prost has gone through in the lead on lap 35. There he is into Redgate. Alain Prost leads the European Grand Prix as Ayrton Senna emerges from the pit lane. And into the pits comes Prost. So for yet another set of tyres, and even if it's a good stop, and it's not all that Brazilian, and he stalled it. Alain Prost has stalled it. And this is losing the race for Alain Prost without a doubt.
I think he's stuck in gear. I think he stalled it with the car in gear, and without power, it may be that he can't get it into neutral. And as Damon Hill coming through into third place as Alain Prost finally gets going, and well, really, the race is already on. And Senna goes through. No hurry for Ayrton Senna now. A massive lead of over a minute, and he's not far off lapping the whole field.
Well, he's carved his way past two of them. He's now coming up to Riccardo Patrese on his 52nd lap and seemingly on his way to a 38th Grand Prix victory and the second in succession. And Damon Hill passes Alain Prost. Makes no bones about it either. And remember that Alain Prost is a lap behind Ayrton Senna, so he's now a lap behind Damon Hill and dropping back all the time. So I can only suppose that Alain Prost has got some problem in the cockpit that I don't know about. Senna is coming into the pits. Ayrton Senna, now he can come into the pits and take an enormous amount of time. He's gone straight through. What on earth is happening? Have you got any idea, James?
No, I can't explain that unless he came in and the team said we're not ready.
So here is Ayrton Senna across the line, and it is victory for the Brazilian for the 38th time. The conditions may have deteriorated, but it was in conditions like this that Ayrton Senna won his first Grand Prix for Lotus in Portugal in 1985. I've done it, he says. Out comes the fist of victory. And Senna has got another 10 World Championship points.
Well, Damon Hill over the line for second place and 6 points. 2 second places on the trot for Damon Hill. Well does Alain Prost coming through the S's into Melbourne hairpin on his way to a relatively distant third place.
I don't know how many times we stopped for tires. I think it's surely the record in any race of pit stops. Driving with slicks in damp and really slippery conditions was tremendous effort, because you just don't get the feeling from the car, and you have to commit yourself to certain corners, and you just can be off.
It was a nightmare. I mean, I have to say it was the worst race you'd ever want to be in, because you just didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, you could see the clouds in one part of the circuit, you see umbrellas up in one part of the circuit, in another part it was dry. And it didn't, obviously, it just never made his mind up. And I want to thank, I think a special thanks to the Williams pit crew, because I came into the pit lane, locked up a few times, and they just stayed in their places like good soldiers.
And I've stolen the engine one stage, and I lost maybe, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds, even more than that. But from the beginning I had a big gearbox problem. I think it's our big concern at the moment, and it was very difficult to drive.